My natural talent, I'm a good storyteller. And
We should all
develop that skill, because social media is all about story.
Yeah.
It's all about telling stories, either a photo story, video story. It's the art of the story, and it really is. You can have two people tell the same story, and one person can make that story come to life, and another person can make that story put you to sleep. What's the difference between telling a 30-second story and a 7-minute story? Your ability to tell the story. If you're a really good storyteller, then by all means, pull out your 7-minute story. It's like what Gary Vee says.
Do you think it's possible to snap too much?
If it's good, no. If it's not, yes. People will watch a 4-hour movie if it's great.
It all comes down to content. It's not how long the story is, it's your ability to communicate it in a engaging way. If you've got someone's attention, you've got their interest, the way that you then essentially create a hypnotic environment is getting into the detail. Because I could tell you about a time where I was in Maui and I was lying on the beach and it was really sunny and it was nice, and we were throwing the ball around with some mates and we had a great time. Had a few beers and we came home. But there was this one time, oh my God, I remember we were in Maui, we were sitting on the beach, and I remember clearly the waves were crashing in the background, and I could hear these kids playing on a swing set on a park nearby. And it was kind of weird because at the time there was a pelican, and this pelican just flew, and you could almost hear the breeze going through his wings as he kind of went over. And I remember at that point I was looking around and I saw these boats and I could hear the waves and I felt the sun, it was really hot. And I remember thinking at the time, wow, life is pretty good. And what was more interesting?
Second one.
The second one. But again, I remember this time I was in Maui and there was a penguin, what was it?
So just on that, what are your tips in terms of becoming a better storyteller?
Practice of telling stories.
That's it.
Okay. It's just learning how to be human. And not learning, but yeah, maybe. Because again, some of you are thinking, how can I tell a story to make more money? And it's not about how can I tell a story to make more money. It's like, how can I tell a story that would be really interesting and engaging?
I'll give a bit of context, because when my son asks me, Dad, tell me a story, I tend to struggle to come up with a story.
Great.
So
practice on your son.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a refund, okay? You just reminded me of something that was really powerful. When Noah used to get really upset, I think for the longest time, Kristen used to always take him when he was like really, really, really beside himself. And then there was one time where we were in Canada at the lake where her grandparents are, and Noah was just losing his shit over something, I can't remember what, and Chris had taken him and he wasn't calming down, and I just said to Chris, let me take him. And I was like, just give him to him, let me take him. And I took him into a room and he was losing his shit. And I sat down with him and I just went, in a world where there was, and I just started telling this story, but I was saying it in a way where this penguin came in and he blew up and he turned into a cigar. And all of a sudden he was like, wah, wah. And I just remember thinking, wow, stories are so powerful, they can change everything.